What's going on, guys? Welcome to the weekly live chat. This is number 58. We've done 58 weekly live chats every single Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Haven't missed one since we started doing them. We just talk about all things MMA. I answer all your guys' questions. There's a lot going on right now, a lot of debate about the recent decision at UFC Vegas 55. There's some talk about Nunes versus Pena 2 at UFC 277. There's some talk about Khamzat Chimaev versus Leon Edwards for an interim belt, which I actually made a video on last week. And I'm probably going to finally make that video about UFC 277 tonight. I'm hoping to make that video tonight. But thank you guys so much for joining me. If you haven't already, do me a favor and like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. And also, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions and you missed the live stream, just put them down in the comments and maybe we'll talk about them next week. If not, I'll try to respond to your comment. It is May 25th, 2022. I don't know where the time is going. We have 3,359 subscribers, which I know I say this every week when I talk about the number of subscribers we have. Absolutely mind-blowing to me. Absolutely mind-blowing. 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, it was Tuesday, so 2 weeks and a day ago, we hit 3,000. So we've gotten about almost 400 subscribers in 2 weeks time, basically a little over 2 weeks time, which is just insane to me. If you guys know how long it takes to get subscribers on YouTube, that's absolutely insane to me. But I hope you guys are all doing well. Let's get to some questions. Fill the chat with questions. If you got a good question, throw it in the chat and I will answer it. What's going on, French fries? Joey eating a big bag of chips at his desk right now before the stream. I don't actually eat chips, so I literally don't eat them at all. So no, I'm not. We're actually talking on Discord. Yes, we were. Yo, what's up, Joey? I don't know where you're from, but stay safe out there. What happened in Texas is crazy. Very, very crazy. Very, very tragic. It happens not every day, but you know what I'm saying. It happens far too frequently. So I hope you stay safe too, Antoine. I hope you're doing well. I don't know what really happened there from the UK, so some information gets blurred out or mistold. I'm sure someone in the chat can fill you in, but basically just, a tragic situation going on. What's up, Homework? Hope you're doing well. What's up, Torin? Hope you're doing well. What's up beside you? I hope you were doing well as well. How excited are you for Sean O'Malley versus Pedro Munoz? How excited are you for that? Do you think that Sean O'Malley can get the job done against Pedro Munoz? That's what I would like to know. What's going on, Zachary McCarthy? I hope you're doing well as well. Also, one thing I always mean to mention, and I always end up mentioning it midway through the stream, but I always mean to mention it in the beginning. If anybody wants to become a member of the channel, if you're rewatching this, if you're watching it live, there is a link down in the description, but I will also post it in the chat. You get badges next to your name, loyalty badges for every month that you're a member. You get custom emojis, Khamzat Chimaev, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor, Joshua Fabia, Mike Perry, Dana White, DC crying, Luke Rockhold being KO'd by Jan Blachowicz, as well as a members-only Discord where we talk about MMA every single day. You can message me directly. So become a member. The link is in the description, but I also just posted it in the chat if anybody wants to become a member. I would greatly appreciate it. Besides you, thank you, my friend, for 7 months of membership. 7 months of membership from Beside You. O'Malley's going to finish him in less than 2. For my early prediction, I've picked Pedro Munoz for my early prediction. That is one of those fights that as I dig deeper into the fight, I may pick Sean O'Malley. If Sean O'Malley didn't have his durability issues, I would almost definitely pick Sean O'Malley. But I just worry about his durability issues, especially with Pedro Munoz has some of the best leg kicks in the game. Okay, let's continue. What's happening, Joey? What's up, White Magic? Do you see Luke saying him and Costa might get moved to August? I'd be pissed. I think it's going to. He basically said it's a foregone conclusion that it's going to get moved to Texas, which is super unfortunate. First, we have the mass shooting at the grocery store in Buffalo, New York. Now the school shooting in Texas. Sad, a lot going on right now. Yeah, dude, it's super sad. It's super depressing, for sure. I live in Dallas. I'm bummed about the main event, but the card is sick. Should I go? I would go, man. If this is your time to go, the main event, and I'm going to make a dedicated video about it. I wasn't feeling too great yesterday, which is why I didn't make the video yesterday. The main event isn't that great, but it is a compelling main event at the same time. And the UFC knows that the main event itself isn't a big draw. So they're really stacking that card. I would definitely recommend going Mario. I would go for sure. Yes, or he wouldn't have taken the fight. He literally loses tons of value on a loss. Isn't Sean O'Malley much, much bigger? He's taller and has a longer reach. Thoughts on Grasso versus Araujo? I forgot how to pronounce her name, and I just recently did a dive on how to pronounce her name. It is a main event? Stop, bro. I saw that fight was announced. I did not know it was a main event. Please, no. You got to be kidding me, right? You got to be kidding me, right? Let me make sure nothing's going on here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look if I can see it. I don't know. Somebody let me know in the chat. Is that actually a main event? I really don't want it to be. I really, 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 really don't want that as a main event. I think that's a garbage main event. It's got to be at the Apex. I'm willing to guess it's at the Apex. I forgot, actually. Let me go tweet out that I'm doing the live chat. Join me now for my weekly MMA live chat. By the way, guys, if you don't follow me on Twitter, go follow me on Twitter at MMAJoeyC, as well as Instagram at MMAJoeyC as well, if you don't already. Okay, Marlon Chito Vera wants Petr Yan. He is brave, I think. Yeah, definitely very brave. That's a tough fight to ask for. That is a very tough fight to ask for. Oof. But Vera, imagine he pulls that off. That'd be a massive win for him. That would be a massive win for him. Let's continue. Grasso probably wins that. And why is that a main event? I hope it's not. Please tell me it's not. We don't have a UFC card this Saturday, do we? No, we do not. We don't really have anything notable this weekend. It's an odd off weekend. Isn't Donald Cerrone and Joe on that Dallas card? Yes. No, they're not. They're on the Austin card, right? They're on the June 18th card. People act like the main event at 277 is going to be boring, even though the first fight wasn't the most high level. I know people were losing their shit seeing Amanda lose. I know, but I think it was more of the shock factor. I don't think it was a high level fight. For me, it has importance, so I do care about the main event. But at the same time, I do understand. I see both sides of it. Let me put it that way. I see both sides. I understand the people complaining about it. But at the same time, when you look at some of the previous main events we've gotten, they've been on par or lower than Amanda Nunes versus Julianna Pena too. And at least we have it's do or die for Amanda Nunes in that fight. If Amanda Nunes loses for a second time to Julianna Pena, she is going to be in deep, deep trouble. And I think, honestly, if she loses again, she's probably going to retire. She's the 145-pound champion, but there's no 145-pound division, which is just bizarre in general. Why do we continue to have a division that doesn't exist? It's a non-existent division. And we keep paying 135-pounders to go up to 145 and fight Nunes. And, you know, the division is garbage. The division is not garbage because it doesn't exist, like I just said. So I don't know where Amanda Nunes goes. My guess is probably retirement if she loses. And the 135-pound division isn't in much better condition than the 145. At least it exists, but it's not very great. Joey, Calvin Kattar plus 275 underdog versus Emmett. Just look at their mutual opponents. Stevens, Ige, Burgos. I thought it would be a pick'em. Yeah, I would say that's a 50-50 fight. I would agree with you. 50-50 fight on that one. Yan versus Chito, who and how? I would go Petr Yan by decision. I don't think he's putting away Chito Vera. Chito Vera is way too durable. I think it'd be a very competitive fight, but I think it would consist of Petr Yan beating up Marlon Vera over the course of 5 rounds, because that would have to be a main event. That would have to be a main event. I don't watch boxing, so it's not for me really, but I get what you're saying. UFC 275 sucks. I think that's a little bit of a stretch, Torin Brown. Come on now, man. You're being a little bit over dramatic. You're being highly over dramatic if you think UFC 275 sucks. But that might be my video for tomorrow. That may be my video for tomorrow. How good is UFC 275? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Valentina versus either of them is a bigger fight, in my opinion. Is a bigger fight than the rematch. Yeah, I think if Nunes wins and Valentina beats Santos, they should bring up Valentina to fight Nunes for the 3rd time. Is it just me, or are women just not as good as men straight up? Like watching Nunes GOAT of MMA, then watching Volkanovski strike is just night and day. I would agree with you on that most of the time, in most cases. It depends, though. You know, if you're comparing the best versus the best, in that case, yes. But if you start comparing, you know, middle of the pack versus some of the best, it starts to get a little bit more confusing, or a little bit more of a gray area. But generally speaking, yes. What's next for Colby, in your opinion? I think he's going to sit out. I think he's going to sit out for a while. And I think, you know, he's not going to fight Khamzat, which makes the most sense. People constantly, and this is what really bothers me in general about the MMA community, is I've been a massive defender of Leon Edwards because the guy is willing to take any and every fight, and people just constantly shitting on him for his win streak. Hasn't fought anyone, blah, 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 blah. Colby Covington has been notorious for turning down fights. For whatever reason it may be, notorious. He turned down Leon Edwards multiple times. Him and the Tyron Woodley fight couldn't come to fruition. That's why Usman got a title shot instead of Colby, even though Colby had the interim belt. You know, and I think he even turned down Masvidal before in the past. I'm not 100% sure on that one, so don't quote me. But Colby has been notorious for turning down fights. Colby's constantly talking shit. Colby's constantly looking for a big fight. Khamzat Chimaev is the biggest fight in the division. And I'm not saying that Colby Covington's scared of him. I'm just saying you have not seen one peep from him about Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev's calling him out on social media. Colby's radio silent. Meanwhile, you have a guy in Leon Edwards that is getting nowhere near enough respect. This guy has been willing to accept any and every fight. He accepted a fight with Colby before. He accepted a fight with Tyron Woodley coming off his title. He accepted a fight with Khamzat Chimaev 3 times. He accepted a fight with Jorge Masvidal. Every single one of these fight cancellations, except one, were out of his control. Were out of his control. He was not the one that pulled out, or it was not in his control. It was, you know, when the world shut down against Woodley. And I'm just sick and tired of people acting like this guy's a pullout merchant. Sick and tired of people acting like this guy's ducking people. Leon Edwards is down to fight any and everybody, and it just hasn't come to fruition for whatever reason. And I think people need to give him a little bit more respect. But I want to see, to answer your question, I want to see Colby Covington versus Khamzat Chimaev. It makes the most sense. I hope they make Charles Oliveira Islam for fall in Brooklyn, NYC. I doubt that's going to happen. It's either going to be in Abu Dhabi in October or Brazil end of the year would be my guess. Do most female fighters prefer to not fight? They're just not 45 disadvantage 5. I think most female fighters just, you know, in peak physical condition, I think 45 is too big for them. I feel like people also got to give the girls time. Dana even said at one point the women would never be in the UFC, then look at Ronda. Yeah, also, you have to think about it. Women have been at the high level of MMA for, 8 years? It's going to be a while. There's going to be involvement. You know, the women's strawweight division, I've been beating the drum for a while, is the best women's division in the UFC. It's filthy. You have some very good high-level fighters within that division. You got Joanna Jędrzejczyk, you got Weili Zhang, you got Rose Namajunas. And there's others. There's others that I'm not going to mention the whole division. It's a very solid division and a very fun division. Then you got Valentina up at 125. That division leaves a lot to be desired. they need time to evolve. They need time to improve. They're behind a bit. A women's stop it. Emmett is 37. I think he's old. I didn't realize he was that old. What unconfirmed rematches do you want to see? Mine is Izzy versus Jan. Nate versus Connor. Nate versus Connor 3 is what I want to see. Nate versus Connor 3. If you were in the UFC, would you have Vieira as a backup for a title fight? No, I would not. I would not at all. I have no desire to see that fight. Brazil fight card. I mean, who actually cares about Glover and Jiří? That fight sucks. I love that fight. So, Torrin Brown, you're in the minority there. Is Pena Nunes 2 the most important fight in the history of the division? Most important fight in the history of the division? I'm just seeing this stuff about streaming issues. I don't know, man. Is it the most important? I'll say no, but I'm not sure what the most important fight was. I'll say maybe it was Nunes Cyborg. Even if Pena wins, they should have Valentina move up since she already beat her once. Even if Pena wins, they should have... Yeah, I think so too. Is the stream laggy for anyone else? I hope that fixed. I don't know. I didn't see that on my end. But 276 is a pretty solid card. 276 is amazing. I hope the stream cleared itself up. This is annoying that happens sometimes. I hope it's all right. Jiří versus Glover and Joanna versus Weili will be good. I agree. I care about Glover Jiří. It's an important fight. And it's a stylistic, very fun fight as well. Islam versus Charles. Costa versus Strickland. Burns versus Bilal. RDA versus Tony. Ferguson. Aldo versus Chito. Are you saying on the Brazil card? Is that what you're saying? It's good for me now. I'm happy to see that. If Shevchenko wins, should the UFC book her versus Tate in November or December? Tate has a fight coming up. I don't want to see Tate fight for a title. Tate is garbage, but if she wins one fight, she's going to get a title shot for sure. Shavkat, Hamzat, Sean Brady, I believe all the guys either going to become champ or interim champ or fight for the 170 title in the next 5 years. Question is, who will have the best career? I will say Hamzat Chimaev will have the best career. Yeah, you're right, Joey. Colby did dodge Jorge before. Yeah, I thought so as well. Shavkat is a beast. Yes, he is. Nobody wants to see... Yeah, I agree with that. No one wants to see Valentina versus Tate. I seen Usman versus Leon is going to be in Salt Lake City. That's not official. Good morning, bro. What do you think of Guru and Justy on Fire? They are your YouTube MMA brothers. They're, I mean, MMA, I guess, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I've seen a little bit about it, but I don't really know too much about it. I don't know really the whole story behind that, so I don't really have too many thoughts. Can Cyborg beat Amanda Nunes or Julianna Pena? Cyborg would definitely beat Julianna Pena, in my opinion. I think Cyborg would definitely beat Julianna Pena. Would she beat Nunes? I don't know. And I know that's weird to say because Nunes just lost to Pena. I really think Nunes massively underestimated Julianna Pena going into that fight. And I think that's why she lost. And I think Nunes would come in ready to go against somebody like Chris Cyborg. The most important fight in the division was Nunes versus Rousey. That might have been the biggest fight, probably the biggest fight in the division. How good do you think Lupi Godinez will be? Didn't she just fight? Let me just double check. I'm thinking about this someone, the right person. She's the one that just got a win, right? Lupita. Yeah, she beat Carnelossi. I think she can be really good within the division too. I think she can be pretty solid. She had great takedowns. She was shooting through Carnelossi. With the division as it is right now, I think she could beat Carla Esparza, to be quite honest. I'll say she's a top 10. She's going to be a top 10 fighter. I don't think she's in the top 10. How does Jarrett beat Izzy? I think he has to clip him. He has to clip him badly. Hold on one second. I think he has to clip him with a big punch and put him out cold. I don't think there's really any other way to beat him. You know, he's not going to be able to win a technical striking match with Jared Cannonier. It's just not going to happen at all. There's another whack fight nobody cares about, Leon. Dude, Torn, you're just so negative, bro. I'm really looking forward to Usman versus Leon. Jesse on Fire loves Pat Barry. Well, that's super unfortunate and honestly kind of weird. Thoughts on Michelle Pereira calling in the division? I don't know, man. I thought he lost, but I guess if he wants big fights, call him out. In my opinion, I feel like a lot of people talking down on UFC 275. Yeah, I think it's a little bit unnecessary. It's not as stacked as some other fights, but it's good. Weili and Joanna, that's a banger. Then Valentina, the precision and accuracy are really fun to watch. And the main event's really hard to pick. It will show if Glover is undisputed. Glover's definitely undisputed. But it's definitely a very compelling matchup. I think Nunes bet on herself to lose just saying big payday. I actually did a video that got 50,000 views. It's the biggest video on the channel. And essentially what I said was Amanda Nunes versus Julianna Pena rigged? And the conclusion I came to was no, most likely not. But I said in the video the only scenario I could see it being rigged is if only Pena was in on it and she had someone in her family put a lot of money on it and she lost intentionally. But I still don't think that's highly likely, but who knows? Do you think people are underestimating Julianna in any way? I think Valentina still beats her, but Julianna's kind of getting disrespect. I think Julianna's terrible, to be quite honest. She's gritty, she's determined, but I mean she doesn't have a great submission game. She's not a great striker. She has good stamina. I don't think Julianna Pena is very good, to be quite honest. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm biased. But I just really don't think she's that good. Have you heard Khabib saying that Charles and Islam should be in Brazil? Is that Khabib doing reverse psychology? So Charles, yes to Abu Dhabi. I don't know. I think from what I've seen, a lot of Charles Oliveira quotes get thrown out. I mean, not Charles Oliveira. A lot of Khabib Nurmagomedov quotes get taken out of context and made to seem crazy. What I saw, I watched the interview that he did, and he said, "We'll do it anywhere. We're down to do it anywhere. We don't care. We'll do it anywhere." And I think that's fair enough. I don't think they would mind doing it in Brazil. He said, I would love to see Islam beat him in his home country. I think that's the line you're referring to. And I think he's 100% serious. I do believe that Khabib Nurmagomedov is a straight-up savage. And while it's not him fighting, it's his guy fighting. And I think he's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me or Islam where the title fight takes place. How good is Ortega's girlfriend? Forgot her name. I could picture her face. Tracy Cortez. She's okay. Not the greatest. Not terrible. I know you're a Hamzat fan, but you have to admit he can't fight. He has to be the worst overhyped fighter in UFC history. I disagree 100%. I made a video before the Burns fight, and I said that Hamzat was overhyped. The perception did not match the evidence of his fighting skills. After he fought Burns, I was highly impressed, and I think Hamzat can become champion. I would favor Hamzat over Colby, and I would pick Hamzat over Kamaru Usman right now. Right now. I want another Hamzat fight. I know, me too. I'd love to see him take on Colby. Who wouldn't love to see him take on Colby? But it's not going to happen, it seems. Guys, we have over 30 people in here right now, and we only have 13 likes on the stream. I need you guys to run up the likes on the stream. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel right now. I do these streams every single Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So I would greatly appreciate you guys. Okay. I think Eddie Alvarez get paid a big amount of money to lose to Conor. I'm not big into conspiracy theories. Not too big into them, honestly, to be quite honest. But that's fine. Wouldn't mind seeing Mike Chandler take a couple fights at 170. Jorge Masvidal versus Chandler. Also Vicente Luque versus Chandler. Yeah, but there's so many great fights at lightweight. Why go to 170? Why go to 170 when there's so many great fights? What exactly makes Kamaru and Leon Edwards exciting, Joey? Two high-level, elite-level athletes competing against each other. That's what makes it exciting. Usman will just dominate Leon. I disagree. Pena doesn't even really have anyone good wins. People didn't think she deserved the title shot. There was just nobody else. Wasn't she on a one-fight win streak to get a title shot? Absolutely disturbing. I watched Al Iaquinta interview today. Sounds like he's not finished, so I think Al versus Tony Ferguson, early 23 fight to make. Tony Ferguson will beat the brakes off of Al Iaquinta. Will put him right back into retirement. Sean Brady calling out 38 Wonder Boy and 155 Poirier. I think he's overrated. I don't think those are the greatest call outs either. Marina Rodriguez versus Rose, who and how? I'll say Marina Rodriguez by decision. That's my guess. All MMA media talking about the home fight, which was boring to watch, having bad judges, but no one brings up 268, 270, 271, handing 49, 46 scorecards. That's actually criminal. I don't know what fight specifically you're talking about. So, the conference that Khabib have for Islam, do you think it will push him to be champ and go after Usman? Islam says he wants to defend his belt for a while if he's able to capture the belt, and then move up. I would love to see that if it's possible. If he can win the belt, I would love to see him defend for a while. I hate when people are constantly moving up and they haven't even tried or trying to move up and they haven't even, defended their belt one time. I would love to see if Islam can win the belt and he goes out there and defends it a couple times and then tries to move up. I would love it, but he's not beating Usman. And by the time Islam wins the belt, defends it a couple times, Usman's going to be long gone, whether he loses or he retires. What about Chandler Barboza? I don't really want to see that fight personally. Enough with he was paid off. The fight was fixed. The UFC set up. Use your critical thinking skills, folks. I'm with you. Philosophy. I'm with you. No, Islam will not fight Usman. Have you seen the first fight? Yes, I have. That was so long ago. Do you think we will see Bilal Muhammad versus Islam next year? Absolutely not. I don't even know where'd you come up with that idea for a matchup. I do not think we will see that fight whatsoever. Bilal Muhammad's, a contender at welterweight, and Islam is the number one contender at lightweight. So what makes you think we are going to see those two matched up in any time in the near future? What makes you think that? As you can tell, guys, I'm thirsty today. I'm talking too much. It's amazing how long, you sit here and you talk for 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it may be, and you just get thirsty because you're just talking so much. It's crazy. I never realized it would be like that until I started streaming. How would Shavkat versus Brady go? That'd be a very compelling matchup. Shavkat Rachmanov versus Sean Brady. I would pick Shavkat. I think he would probably get a submission of some sort, or just catch him on the feet in the third round after Brady gets a little bit tired. I think that would make a lot of sense, though. It would make a lot of sense, but Shavkat's fighting Neil Magny now. Brady's kind of the odd man out at welterweight right now. So, Pena beat Sarah McMahon to get a title shot. Before that, she lost to JDR. Yeah, garbage. What's up, Kevin? Hope you're doing well. Everybody in the chat right now, say hi to Kevin. I love it when we do that. Everybody in the chat, say hi to Kevin, please, for me. I actually just watched Kai vs. Moreno. Oh, my God, that was such a good fight. What do you think of it, and who and how? I love that first fight. I recently watched it myself. I can't wait to see the rematch. I think Brandon Moreno is just a little bit faster, a little bit more durable, a little bit better striking. And I think he'll win that fight. I think Kai's going to have to try to get a knockout to win that fight. And I just don't think he's going to find it. Brandon Moreno's not chinny. Brandon Moreno's super durable, has a great chin, has good wrestling, has good striking, super well-rounded. I think Brandon Moreno gets it done. And we get the fourth fight between Davison Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno. Islam just lying about moving to welterweight. We'll see. Only time will tell. You need an IV for the streams? Yeah. I don't want USADA coming after me, though. Look, beside you say, hey, Kevin, I've always wondered what happened to David lightweight law. Olive 2019, Mr. Protection, Cody Honor. David Taymor. I don't remember. David Taymor. Let's see what happened to him. I wonder, is he still in the UFC roster? Let's see. That's weird. I have no idea. I have no idea what happened there. I don't remember, and I don't see anything on his Wikipedia page. Shavkat Rachmanov is overrated. Remember my words. I will, because I don't think he's overrated. I like how the entire chat is just nothing but hi, Kevin. I appreciate you guys. What do you think happens with Justin G after losing to Charles? I think he goes on to have a bunch of exciting fights. Maybe I would like to see him versus Poirier in a rematch. There's a million different fights for him. The Poirier rematch, the Chandler rematch, Rafael Dos Anjos or Rafael Fiziev. If Fiziev beats Dos Anjos, there's a bunch of great fights there. In my opinion, in my humble opinion. I am well. How are you all doing? Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. There's nothing but hi, Kevins in the chat right now. Literally nothing. All right, guys. Now that you've done that, fill the chat with questions. Fill the chat with questions. That's what I need you to do right this very second, is fill the chat with questions. I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Let me go check something real quick. Guys, the channel, again, we've been talking about this every week, but I'm just giving you guys an update. The channel has been doing very, very, very well. Just looking at some recent videos, my video about open scoring has over 1,000 views now. My post fight from Saturday has almost 2,200 views. My last video before that has almost 4,000 views. Video before that, or two videos before that, 4,200 views. Video before that, almost 3,000 views. Live streams have been doing great. I did a live stream on Saturday after the fight. That live stream has almost 2,000 views. So the channel's been doing very, very well. It seems like we're adding members every single week, couple members every single week. Every single day we're getting probably 10 to 20 subscribers, depending on the day, depending on how many videos I put out. I haven't put out a video in 2 days, so it's been a little bit slow. But we're still gaining subscribers. I mean, we've gained a couple subscribers since we started this stream alone. Is there anybody in this stream who stumbled upon this stream and decided to subscribe to the channel? If you're in here, let me know. I'm genuinely curious, because they could have subscribed from another video. Okay. The same exact judge gave Usman at 268, Ngannou at 270, Izzy at 271. 49, 46 scorecards. Like, how does someone give Ngannou 4-1 over Gane? That's insane. It's the same judge every time. I did not know that. Justin should rematch Chandler or maybe fight Dariush. I'd like both of those ideas. Just don't give Justin a title shot after one win. I agree. Justin G versus Ferguson 2. I don't know if I'm ready to see that. I would love to see Dustin versus Justin on that UFC 277 card. I mean, Dustin's been claiming he wants to fight, and the UFC's not giving him a fight. And it's honestly annoying. It's honestly quite annoying. Why are they not giving him a fight? He said he'll fight anyone. He said he'll fight Colby. He said he'll fight Nate. You know, he basically said, I'll fight anyone. I don't want to wait till the end of the year. And that's what the UFC is trying to do. Give my man a fight. Dustin's been trying to fight. He said he would fight in January. He said he would fight on 271 when 271 needed some beefing up. And now we're almost June and he still hasn't got a fight. What is going on here? Give the man a fight. I was disappointed of Askar Askarov. Agreed. Poirier calling out everyone except Islam Makhachev. Well, he knows Islam's fighting for the title next. Shavkat versus Usman prediction. I think at this point, you know, maybe in another year I might pick Shavkat. But at this point, I think Usman controls him against the fence and maybe takes him down, controls him on the ground to win the fight. Joey, if you could have one cross-promotion fight, what would it be? Mine would be Cyborg versus Harrison or MVP versus NMF. Wonderboy, I think. If I could have one cross-promotion fight, what would it be? I don't know. I like your Cyborg Harrison. I'll take your Cyborg Harrison fight. Is Umar Nurmagomedov booked? Yes, he is. Umar Nurmagomedov, I think he's fighting at the end of June. I forgot the name of the guy he's fighting. Matt something or other. Let me take a look. Nate Maness, June 25th. So barely a month away. Exactly a month from today. Against Nate Maness. There you go. Usman Nurmagomedov making his way up the ranks. That just recently got announced, by the way. So remember the Woodley Thompson 2 fights for welterweight title. Habib Ferguson for first got pulled out third time, and Tamor Venata filled in as co-main for UFC 209. I did not know that. I did not remember that. Which champion do you think will break their weight class record for defenses next? It's got to be Volk, right? Probably Volk. Saw Shavkat get dropped by a tomato can before the UFC. Okay. Shavkat is a real dark horse in the division. Who he had a fight, he win Neil Magny by decision. Who should he fight him finish Neil? I don't know if you typed that right, but I think he will finish Neil. Nate Diaz versus Neil Magny. Who and how? Neil Magny outgrapples him probably. Dustin P hasn't fought since December, right? Yes. He fought Charles Oliveira at UFC 269 and has not fought since. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, I guess they got tired of him beating up on Conor. Now they're pissed and they don't want to give Dustin Poirier a fight. Dustin versus Michael Johnson too. Usman destroyed everybody. It depends. I mean, what age he's at, how long from now. I think he's got some tough fights coming up. Mine would be Patricio Pitbull versus Alexander Volkanovski. That's a good one as well. That's a very good fight. Ankalaev versus Glover. Who and how? I'll go Ankalaev by TKO. I just think he's Ankalaev's pretty technical in the feet. He's got the grappling, the stuff, the takedowns of Glover. So I think it'll just be him picking Glover apart and eventually finishing him on the feet. Joey, since you picked Harrison versus Cyborg, who do you got in that fight and why? I don't think Harrison's that good. I think she's just big. I'd pick Cyborg, even though she's getting up there in age. I think she'd come in there and she'd wreck her because Harrison's striking is awful. Her last fight wasn't that good. I think she's overrated for the level of... I mean, she's beating up trash cans and claiming she's the best in the world. So I think Cyborg wins. And I would be very confident in Cyborg to win that fight. What are your favorite MMA websites to see updates? I just follow a lot of reporters on Twitter, and that's where I get a lot of my updates. So it's really not websites. I don't really have a website that I go to. But it would be, if there is websites that I go to, it'd be MMA Fighting or MMA Junkie. Those would be the two, or ESPN. But I don't ever seek out a website and go, let me see what's the MMA news. The only time I'll do that if I'm on here occasionally, I'll do it and just make sure there's nothing like breaking. Like I just went to MMA Fighting to make sure there's no like breaking news that I missed. Fabricio Werdum not retired from MMA, but will focus 100% on box. So now Fabricio Werdum's becoming a boxer. Yeah, they're like all this news on here is garbage news. Just garbage. Ally Quinta mum on retirement talk. Fabricio Werdum boxing. Bonilla Dariush blast hypocritical Charles Oliveira, which is probably an overstatement for sure. That are going to get everyone all riled up, and he didn't even mean it like that probably. So we will continue. MMA Junkie's pretty reliable. Yeah, Junkie and Fighting are they're not going to get any fake news post on there. For sure. You're not getting any fake news on there. Volk versus Holloway 3. Here's my prediction. Volk wins in both guys' next fight at 155. Volk versus Oliveira. Makhachev and Holloway versus Hooker, maybe. I think if Volk wins and goes up to 55, I think Holloway stays at 45. Because now he can be champion again. Because Volk's gone. But I think there is a chance that Volk moves up to 55. End of this year or next year. And he definitely, if he does, he deserves a title shot right away. He's put in his work at 145 pounds. He's defended his title at 145 pounds multiple times. He would unequivocally deserve an instant title shot at 155. But if he moves up, Max Holloway's like, why won't I stay here and I can be champion again? Sean Strickland versus Alex Pajetta. Who do you got? Alex Pajetta is my early prediction. TKO via strikes. Will Chito grapple Piotr in your opinion? He might try, but it's not going to work. He's not out grappling Piotr Jan. I think Piotr Jan can out grapple Chito Vera if he wanted to. Piotr Jan, I mean, he was exploited by Frank Yeager not that long ago. And my mustache is itching yet again. I don't think he's going to be able to out-grapple Petr Yan. I don't even think, I mean, there's very few that can out-grapple Petr Yan, if any. I know technically Aljo got those 2 rounds off of him, got the back, got the 2 rounds. But I don't even think, in a rematch, I mean, Petr Yan showed in the first fight against Aljo, he could take him down. He was stuffing a lot of the takedowns in the second fight as well as the first fight. Chito Vera's not out-grappling him. If Islam beats what's next for him, the rematch, it depends how it happens. I'm thinking if you're saying if Islam beats Oliveira, but you did not say that. You said if Islam beats Makhachev. I agree. If you're an active champ, you should automatically deserve a title shot at a higher weight class. Exactly. My nose is itching like crazy, guys. Yeah, I mean, there's too many guys that win a title. They're like, I want to go up. I want to go up and fight for the title. I want to go up. And it's like a clown show, to be honest. It's a clown show. And I think you need to at least defend your title once or twice before you move up divisions. I'm tired of anybody who wins a belt. So yeah, I want super fights. I won the belt. I want super fights. I mean, people are so high on Conor because he's a 2-division champ. The guy never defended either belt. Sustained dominance, sustained longevity in the sport is what's most important, in my opinion, as far as, your legacy or how that goes. And it's just, I mean, right now there's too many people that are claiming belts and then say, oh, I want to move up. I want to move up. Look at Izzy. Izzy got what? I'm trying to think. He got 2 title defenses, so that wasn't too bad. 2 title defenses, and then he moved up. I think minimum 2 title defenses before you're allowed to move up, depending on the case. Obviously, each case will be different. Dustin versus Colby at 165. Who wins and how? Colby absolutely ragdolls him and wins the decision. I think Chito gives Yan a hard fight, but Chito backs up and takes punches, and Yan has nasty boxing. Yeah, I think Yan beats the crap out of him for 5 rounds, and Chito just takes it. You misunderstand Joey. Volk can go up to 155 to challenge and hold the 45 title. He will have 12 months to let the 45 division play out after Max. No obvious contenders. No, I think if Volk goes up, he's not coming back down unless he loses. So if he wins, if I'm Max, I'd just stay down at 45. And if I was Max, I would wait for it to play out. But I would love, if Volk can go up, win the title, and then come back down and defend the 45 title, and then go back up and defend the 55 title, I would have no problem with that. But boy, would that put Max Holloway in a bad spot if he has 3 losses to him. Yeah, disturbing. I think dark horse in the bantamweight division is Song Yadong. Song Yadong's got some filthy power and some filthy hand speed, my friend. I would love to see Song Yadong, against a top 10 ranked guy. And I think he will in his next fight. He will. He looks very, very good. I think he was calling out Chito Vera for a while there. I think Song Yadong was calling out Chito Vera. And I wouldn't mind seeing that fight either, but I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, you look at the bantamweight division, there's so many fights that I would love to see, to be quite honest. Song Yadong. I wouldn't mind seeing him against Dominic Cruz. I wouldn't mind seeing him against Rob Font or Merab Dvalishvili or Marlon Vera or Corey Sandhagen. I mean, the other 3 just aren't realistic. The other 4 just aren't realistic. But if I'm booking the fights right now, let Sean O'Malley fight Munoz. The winner of that fight fights Song Yadong would be my preference. But there's no bad fight there. Dan Ige versus Dan Hooker. The battle of the Dans. Who do you got? I don't trust Dan Hooker anymore. He's on a downslope. But I would typically favor Dan Hooker, but it's a 50-50. I'll go Hooker. Trust him to. Is that just a rumor? But hopefully it comes to fruition. Is Cater versus Emmett winner deserving of a title? Probably, just because now Volk would have cleaned out the division kind of, so probably. Conor had impressive, and they would be on a 2-fight win streak at least. Conor had an impressive featherweight run, but I would have put Aldo, Max, and Alex ahead of him. Yeah, I agree. Umar versus O'Malley. That's not going to happen for a long time. O'Malley versus Umar is my dream fight. I would pick Umar in that fight, but that'd be a highly compelling fight. Font versus Song Yudong. I think that could be next. Dude, Font is going to get brutalized if he fights Song Yudong next. Me personally, I want to see Holloway move up to lightweight in new fights. He's basically fought everyone at 45. He's done enough in that weight class. He's getting older. I know that weight cut is killing him. Yeah. Thoughts on Ricky Tauricos? Where the hell has he been? That's my thoughts, Robert. I don't know where he's been, but he's a very fun guy. People like to compare him to Tony Ferguson. I just don't know where he's been exactly. I would like to see him back and active. I don't know if he's injured. I haven't really been paying attention lately. I haven't seen any news about him. But my thoughts on him would be I would like to see him get back to fighting very, very soon. I don't think Mokaev have a chance against the top dogs. He's still so young, dude. So he's not going to be fighting the top dogs until another 2 years at best. Maybe 3 or 4 years. I mean, how old is Mokaev? Mohamed Mokaev. Isn't he like super young? Isn't he like 21? Yeah, he's only 20. He was born in 2000. He was born in 2000. The dude's 21 years old. So we'll have to see. Max is only 30, so he's not really that old. Who out of Emmett and Cater has a higher chance of beating Volk? Probably Emmett just based on power alone. Ricky has a fight. Does he? Does he? I did not know that. Joe, if you had to fight me in a cage, who would win? Be careful. I scratch, tickle, and bite. I don't know, man. I would win. I would win. I'm looking to if I got to get into a cage fight, I'm looking to end lives. If I'm getting paid for it, then I guess I got to get a training camp in. But I'll say me. The MMA community is the most racist community. I don't know if it's the most, but I'm sure it definitely exists for sure. True Zach, there you go. Philosophy agrees with you. Who do you want to see in the new Ultimate Fighter Season 30? What do you think of the new Ultimate Season Fighter 30? I haven't watched it. It doesn't really interest me. I haven't watched the Ultimate Fighter in a long, long time. Mokaev will probably be champ. That's whack. We'll see. I think that's a little bit premature as well. But I think he's definitely is an exciting prospect. I'll leave it at that. The girl that fought this week actually looked like she had potential, but who really knows? Who are we talking about there, French fries? I'm forgetting who we're talking about. Ricky versus Rob Font, who and how? Definitely Ricky out wrestles him. Do you play UFC 4? No, I do not. The Ultimate Fighter season is hard to watch, to be honest. Yup, just saw Ricky has a fight for July 9th. Did not know that. Thank you for letting me know. I'm glad to see him back. Joe, if you fought MMA, would you be a heavyweight? I mean, probably, but if I was like in peak physical condition, like just cut up, like Paulo Costa, cut up, I'd probably be a light heavyweight, you know? I haven't watched Tough in over 10 years, I think, but I think sometimes watch the Contender Series. Yeah, I watched the Contender Series. I don't watch Tough. The girl that won on Tough this week. Okay, I thought you were talking about the recent fight card. Do you think Andre Filio has potential to fight for the welterweight title? I'll say yes, but I don't know. I don't know, man. But he's super active. He always looks so good. It's 50-50 at this point. We haven't seen him against the elite of the elite. But Michelle Pajetta is ranked now in the top 15. And had Andre Filio had a full camp, I think he could have beat him for sure. So I think definitely an interesting contender at minimum. But he's still young. He's being super active. I think he could. When does Dana White Contender Series come back? It was just announced, but I don't remember. I think sometime over the summer. Let me Google it real quick. Dana White Contender Series return. Let's take a look-see. I can't find it. It was just announced somewhere. I just saw it. Return 2022. Let's Google that. July. Plans to relaunch around July. There's not an official start date yet, but July is your answer. So there you go. What are your favorite prospects under the radar? Said Nurmagomedov, Umar Nurmagomedov. It's weird because a year ago this would have been totally different names, but now they're all like ranked now, so it's like weird. Adriana Yanez, there's 135. Let me give you some more names that I can't think of right now off the top of my head. Let's take a look at this. Give me 1 second and I'll tell you some more. Okay, let's start here. Give me one sec. Guys, keep filling the chat with questions and make sure you like the stream. It takes 1 second to click the thumbs up button. Like the stream. Okay, let's take a look. Under the radar prospects. People that are under the radar. Mokaev, we were just talking about as well. Fan of the channel, Chris Curtis at middleweight. He's got a big fight coming up. Let's see. Let's see if I can. I'm pulling up a list of fighters, but not necessarily the rankings. Okay, let's take a look. Under the radar. Under the radar. Yeah, I think if Curtis wins his next fight, he'll probably be ranked in the top 15. I would guess. Not 100% sure, but I would guess. Give me a second, guys. Let's take a look. Who is under the radar? Under the radar. I'm looking at some of the higher up divisions right now, and it's just like, ugh. Under the radar prospects. Let's go down to welterweight. Andre Filio is one of them as well. We were just talking about him as well. It's crazy. It's crazy because the higher the division, it seems like the less prospects there is. It's the lower division the lower divisions within the UFC has a much higher talent pool, in my opinion. I remember last year, and I've talked about this quite a bit. Somebody asked me, who do I think could be potential future champions? And one of the answers was Rafael Fiziev, but now he's up in the top 10, so it's like one of those things. Topuria, I like it. Topuria at 45, but now he's fighting at, I think he's going back down to 45 to fight Barboza. Terrence McKinney, I think he would have beat Drew Dober had he had a full camp and not gassed out. Jalen Turner. Jack Shore, who's chilling in the top 15 now of bantamweight. There's a bunch of names right there. I gave you a bunch of names. Who do you think Tony Ferguson should fight next? Conor McGregor is the fight to make. The fight of the night, Magny versus Shavkat, so dope. Can you give us your opinion? The fight of the night of Magny versus Shavkat. Are you asking me what do I think the fight of the night of that particular card will be? Let me pull up Tapology real quick. When is that? I'll have to find it real quick. Let's see. Shavkat. When is this fight? Isn't that the main event? UFC Fight Night. Is it this one? I hope that's not the main event. Please, no. I don't know what card it's on. I can't find it for some reason. I'm on Tapology, so I don't know. Are you saying is that fight? Give my opinion on the fight itself. I think Shavkat easily beats Neil Magny. I think he's just too good everywhere. D-Rod was on his way to his ranking. Hopefully, he gets booked soon. A prospect at 35. D-Rod, you mean 70? Doesn't he fight at 70? Or he's 50. No, is he 55? He fought Kevin Lee, but I don't remember if that was at 170. How would Tony Dustin 5 rounds go? I think Dustin would resort to the grappling. I think it'd be a very competitive fight. What did you think of the Brazilian guy that fought a heavyweight but is a light heavyweight this past weekend? Oh, Jalton Almeida. I think he has he's not really under the radar, so that's why I didn't think of him. I think he has a very bright future at light heavyweight, and he just looks filthy. And I think he will be a future contender at 205. What video did Chris Curtis say something? There was a PFL stream. We did a PFL watch along, and Chris Curtis was in the chat, and he was like talking as if he was Chris Curtis, and I said, dude, you have a name of a fighter, but it's weird to pretend you're them. And then he video called me on Instagram, made me look dumb. So fan of the channel, and I appreciate him. Ottoman Azaitar, I think that's his name, versus Paddy Pimblett. How do you think the fight goes? Personally, I think Umar destroys Pimblett. I say Azaitar by TKO stoppage. I think he's a far superior striker, but Paddy could try to take him down and control him on the ground. Caio Barallo is definitely under the radar. Love him on the Contender Series. His debut was great, minus the knee. Yeah, that's true. Demir versus Guram, one of the most underrated looked fights in the division. Insane records, just not very active. Yeah, I think the activity is what has kind of made him fly under the radar a bit. What's up? Keep out. Taporia versus Paddy, the money fight. I want to see the fight. How do you feel about Almeida at light heavyweight? I think he has a very bright future at light heavyweight. June 25th is Shavkat's fight. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate it. Let me look that up then. So it's at 275, really? So that card's even better than I thought then. Why is it not on here? I don't see it on here. Oh, that's June 11th. I'm sorry. Okay, so I did click on the right fight night card, but it wasn't on there. Oh, it is listed on here. That's weird. I missed it because it had Tim. I thought it was the main event. It had Elliott and versus some other guy at the top of the card. Yeah, I think that's Sarukian versus Gamrot's on the card too. That's a filthy fight night card, guys. This is a nasty fight night card. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Nate Madness or Manus, I think is how you pronounce his name. Julian Paiva versus Sergey Morozov, who's really good, underrated. Sarukian versus Gamrot, maybe the main event. Moises versus Gigas, decent fight. Neil Magny versus Shavkat. Chris Curtis versus Rodolfo Vieira. Tim Elliott versus Amir Abazi, I think is how you pronounce his name. I don't know. It's a solid fight night card. I'll say Magny versus Shavkat is not fight of the night, actually, because I think Shavkat is going to win decisively. I'll say Sarukian versus Gamrot is the fight of the night. There you go. I answered your question. Thank you, Craig, for letting me know that. I greatly appreciate it. Craig, thank you, Craig. Okay, who is next for Dariush if Islam falls out of the play? Probably Gaethje or Chandler. Something like that. Gaethje, Chandler. Do you think Conor would take that Tony fight? Hard to beat that front kick KO. Yes, he would, because I think the Tony's the most winnable fight for him. Do you think it's better for fighters' careers to open a pay-per-view main card or be the main event of Apex Fight Night? I'll do you one better. I think it's better to main event. No. Never mind. I'll say main event a fight night card. I mean, he's 35 years old. D-Rod, yes, welterweight. Okay. Who should Mozart fight next if he beats Ige? Somebody in the rankings. Maybe Frankie Edgar. Maybe Rafael Sunsao. Something like that. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you too, Derek. Thank you for being a member. If Charlie Olives beats Islam, do you think Khabib could make a comeback to avenge his loss? I would hope so, but I doubt it. I don't think it happens. So who will be shining the belt for the GOAT, the real GOAT, until the end of the year? I have no idea. McGregor is going to replicate what Gaethje did to Tony. He has bad stand-up against good strikers. Yeah, but imagine it gets to that third round. Tony's cardio is going to be an issue. So, Neil Magny is not a walk in the park. He was calling out Hamza for more than a year. I don't see what those two statements have in common, considering, him calling him out doesn't mean he's not a walk in the park, to be quite honest. So, I'm not sure exactly what you're getting at with that one. Gregor Gillespie has screwed himself out of the rankings. Should have just taken a fight. I agree 100%. We talked about it on last week's live stream, actually. The weekly live chat. Gregor Gillespie, I mean, you can't pick and choose every fight. You're begging for a Tony Ferguson fight for literally what seemed like a year while sitting on multiple lists. Beg fight over and over again. And you're not taking fights with Gamrot. You're not taking fights with Sarukian. Come on now. Okay. Best current fighter from each country you can think of. United States. Who's the best fighter from the United States? I have no idea. Best fighter from the United States. Everybody that's popped in my mind is not from the United States. Best fighter from the United States, John Jones. Best fighter from Brazil, Charlie Olives. Best fighter from, is it Australia or New Zealand? Is Volkanovski from Australia or New Zealand? One or the other. Either way. There you go. They're the ones I can think of. Best fighter from Africa, Francis Ngannou. How crazy would it be if Mac cherry picks Tony and Tony whoops him? It would be hilarious, James. It would be absolutely hysterical. I want Kevin Lee back. I don't. Dudum has lost to Diego Sanchez. Look terrible. John Jones, UK. Best fighter from the UK. Best fighter from the UK. Leon Edwards, maybe? I have a hard time thinking of who's technically from the UK and who's not. I'll say Leon Edwards. I know he's from the UK. 12 weeks nonstop UFC events after this weekend. Apex card need to be put out to pasture soon. Hopefully, yeah. The Apex cards have been awful as far as the depth of the cards. Or Tom. Blaze 1, what's going on? Yes, Leon Edwards. Best fighter from Africa to Usman unless you consider him repping USA. I guess so. I don't know. I don't know, man. I have a hard time remembering where these guys are from. I have a hard time remembering. It really is actually hard to remember where each guy is from. But it took me a minute to think of John Jones. Imagine I said, I don't know if Carlos Bars is where she's from. Whatever that country is, I'll say she's the best. Best fighter from Russia? Piotr Yan. Okay. Biggie Boy always main events. It feels okay. Guys, keep filling the chat with questions. We're going to go for a little bit longer. We usually go about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half for the weekly live chat. So, guys, keep filling the chat with questions. I would greatly appreciate that. If you have not liked the stream already, like the stream. I'd appreciate that as well. Seems like most of you guys have already. And we'll continue to talk about MMA. I'm probably going to do a video about UFC 277 after this stream, so that should be out tonight. If we end the stream maybe in the next 15 minutes or so, it should be out before 8 o'clock would be my guess. I'm going to do a video about UFC 277. Then maybe tomorrow, I'll probably do a video about UFC 275. How good is it? Will be my guess. Islam is better than Yan. I disagree. What's the best possible fight in each division in your opinion? That's a great question, Jay-Z Way. Great question. Best fight at flyweight, in my opinion, is Moreno versus Figgy 4. Best fight at bantamweight. Hold on, wait a second. Oh, okay. The best fight, it doesn't necessarily have to be the champions. So I stick by my first one. Best fight at bantamweight, Piotr Yan versus TJ Dillashaw. Best fight at featherweight, Volkanovski versus Yair. Best fight at lightweight, Izzy Oliveira Islam. Best fight at welterweight, Kamaru versus Hamzat. Best fight at middleweight, Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pajetta. Best fight at light heavyweight, Jiří versus Glover. I think. Best fight at heavyweight, Francis Ngannou versus John Jones. Best fight at women's strawweight, I'll say Zhang Wei Li versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk 2. Best fight at women's flyweight, none. Best fight at women's bantamweight, Pena versus Nunes. And women's featherweight does not exist. What's up, Joe? How was your day? It was good, Patty. How was yours? If you consider the bullet from Russia, would you still put Yan over her? Yes. She's technically from Kyrgyzstan, which is part of Russia, maybe independent Russia. Yes, I would still consider Yan better. I'm very, very high on Yan's skill set. Jakar Close versus CDF prediction. It's a scrap. I'll say Jakar Close. Carlos Diego Fajetta has cardio issues, constant cardio issues. And so he's let me, I picked him a couple times. He's constantly let me down. How do you rank the pound for pound this year so far? I don't know, man. Pound for pound, I don't really like to get into it too much. Is Habib be remembered in MMA history books? Yes. Good man, thanks for asking. No problem. Thank you for watching the stream. I rewatched Habib's Iaquinta fight today. I feel like Dagestan stand-up underrated. Islam now has solid stand-up too. Makhachev and Oliveira so well-rounded. No glaring weaknesses. I don't think Islam's striking is on par, even close to Oliveira's, in my opinion. But you're right. They both are well-rounded. You're crazy, bro. Yan not better than her. Not a chance. Not impressive on the ground. She's legit everywhere. I think Yan is legit everywhere. Karate stance, McGregor versus Patty the Fatty Pimlet. Who wins? Definitely McGregor. Who won the first round of the Sterling Yan 2? I rewatched it yesterday and I thought Yan won. My initial impression was 1, 4, and 5 for Yan. I have not rewatched it just because that fight kind of annoyed me. But I haven't had it. I meant to rewatch it. I just haven't had a chance yet to watch it. So I'll stick by my initial impression, which my initial impression was the fact that I thought Yan won rounds 1, 4, and 5. I think Yan proved he's the better fighter regardless. The only round that Sterling really did anything was in that second round, right? Where he had his back and he actually landed some damage. Outside of that, he didn't do anything after that. He just controlled him, which fair play to him. That's good. I'm not, trying to downplay it, but it's like, I think if they had a trilogy, I'd be very, very confident in Petr Yan. Very, very confident. I disagree, but okay. Yan is legit, not saying he's not, but Sterling controlled him on the ground for 2 rounds, says a lot. Well, I think Sterling is a lot better than any of the competition and in the women's flyweight division, in my opinion. I love both of them, but Yan won it. Fair enough. Let's actually do a poll real quick. Who's the better Russian fighter? Who's the better Russian fighter? Petr Yan, Valentina Shevchenko. I hope I spelled that right off the top of my head. Let's see what the community thinks. Go vote in the poll. Go vote in the poll. Best matchups in each division, USA versus Russia. I don't even know if I know that. Brandon Moreno, Askar Askarov, Petr Yan, TJ Dillashaw. I don't know who's from Russia in 45. Mozar Evelev, maybe? Versus Giga Chikadze. Oh, that's not American, though. I have no idea. That's too tough of a question. Underrated fighters at welterweight, Burns versus Covington. I would love to see that. Who's hotter, Claudia Gadelia or Namajunas? Neither. Valentina is not Russian. Okay, there you go. So that settles the question. That settles the answer. Fedor, Yan, Shevchenko. Okay, do we see Nate fight in 2022? I feel like they want to freeze him out until the Conor trilogy. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to be optimistic and say yes. Shevchenko, not from Russia. What's up, Joe? Yeah, but we were technically counting her in there. I bet you what you want Bullet winning that poll. Okay. Well, now I feel dumb for saying she's from Russia. But there you go. If the people have spoken, I can disagree with them. So I should have just said who's the better fighter. Do you think Islam gets the next title shot? Yes, I do. I think Islam gets the next title shot. Do a poll between Islam and Petr Yan. Okay. Well, hold on. We're still voting in this. We're seeing if Petr Yan can pull it off. It's pretty close. It's 40 to 60% right now. Guys, go vote in the poll. Let me actually pull out my personal YouTube channel so I can get a chance to vote. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can pull this up right now. I want to get my vote in there. Why is the... Oh, because I'm on my channel. Hold on, I'm on my channel's YouTube here. I got to go to my personal channel. Okay. Let me vote in the poll here. Let me get my say. It's getting closer. It's getting closer. I got my say in there. Come on, guys. Help me beat James out here. I'll do a poll between Islam and Piotr next. Who do you think has the best standing in lightweight these days? Fiziev for me. Who has the best standing in lightweight? It's probably Fiziev. I'd probably agree. Off the top of my head, I'd agree with you. Yeah, I'd say Fiziev as well. Fiziev's best stand-up. Either that or Gaethje would be my second best guess. We need a solid 40 votes to make it legit. Why is nobody voting? We got 30 people in here and we only have 17 votes. Come on, guys. Go vote in the poll. Go vote in the poll. Look at beside you with the super chat donation, the $10 super chat donation. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the support of the channel. From troll to frequent super chat donator. That's what I like to see. Do you think O'Malley versus Chito 2 could pull off being a main event, let's say, in 2 to 3 fights? I will do you one better. If O'Malley starches Pedro Munoz, let's say he just clips him in the first round, puts him out cold, finishes him off with ground and pound, and Vieira does not fight anyone. He's just coming off his recent win over Rob Font. 100% the UFC should do O'Malley versus Chito 2 as a main event immediately afterwards. If we can have Miesha Tate versus Ketlen Vieira, if we can have Holly Holm versus Ketlen Vieira, if we can have Araujo versus whoever the hell she's fighting, in a main event, supposedly, that someone told me earlier, 100% O'Malley versus Vieira 2 fight night main event. I would love it. I would support it. I would not complain about it. And it would be amazing. It would be amazing. So, yes, definitely. And we don't even need 2-3 more fights. 2-3 more fights, they're going to be fighting. Let's say O'Malley wins another 2 fights, and let's say Chito wins another 2 fights. They're going to be fighting in a #1 contender fight on a co-main event of a pay-per-view. Especially with O'Malley's star power. How much does YouTube take from Super Chat? I'm not sure. Something like 20%. I wish I can donate. I have another way to donate. I don't know if you're saying, you wish you could for other reasons, but if anybody ever wants to donate via PayPal, I know some of you guys do already. The PayPal link is down in the description. If you have a PayPal account, you can donate in the PayPal link in the description. The donation, man. Why is it not showing? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you, man. Okay, somehow we only got 2 more votes. What is going on here, guys? Come on, run up the votes in this. We need to see. We need to make the poll legit. I'm gonna try. Also, besides you, I'm trying to get enough money together. I'm gonna buy a new computer. So that's going right towards my new computer. I've already spent way more than I've probably made on the YouTube channel so far. And if I buy a new computer, I'm gonna double it basically. So Poirier has stopped standing as well. I agree. Maybe Dubronk's best stand-up. Dubronk's stand-up is still underrated for some reason because he gets dropped. Yeah, I think it's because of his defensive issues. Gaethje won a stand-up battle against Prime Chandler and Tony and won both. He is the best striker in the UFC. Best striker in the UFC? I don't know about all that. Best striker in the UFC is a little bit extreme. Charles is super versatile offensively, but his standing defensively is lacking. Yeah, if his defensive striking wasn't as much of an issue as it is, I would rate him #1. He has great knees. He has a great variety of attack. He has great power. He's super technical. He's throwing jabs. He's throwing hooks. He's throwing overhands. He's chopping down the legs. He's kneeing to the body. He's teeping to the body. He's throwing front kicks to the head, jumping kicks, flying knees. Charles Oliveira is super versatile. Sean O'Malley will win this time. Stop it. Cheeto. I don't know. I'm having an issue with Cheeto wants Yan for number 1 contender. I think Yan takes it, but Cheeto can pull it off. He's got a lot better. Yeah, I think Cheeto loses. I think Yan beats him pretty easily. Do you think Poirier has a chance of beating Colby than Masvidal? Has more? No. I think Masvidal had a better chance. Sean O'Malley ego will not allow him in a fight night. I think it would. Do you think O'Malley will be able to deal with Munoz? It depends. It depends. If he's able to not get injured from the leg kicks, I think the striking of Sean O'Malley, the length, the height of Sean O'Malley would be massive. I read it. I'll message you back after the stream. I think Yan got the best striking in the UFC, defensively and offensively balanced. I would probably agree with you. Either him, Volkanovski's right up there as well. Gaethje not the best fighter in UFC at all, probably not even top 5. Yeah, best fighter? No. How would you see Yair Ortega playing out, Joey? Either Yair starches him on the feet or Ortega takes him down and submits him. Right now, but it's 50-50, I would lean Yair. Poirier is a black belt jiu-jitsu. Where do they get all these belts? Where do they get these belts? I don't know. From their coaches. Lag, I know. I got some lag myself there, so I saw that one. Best striking defensively between Yan and Strickland. Serious Yan, for sure. Poirier fell in love with his boxing and forgot his BJJ. Yeah, but also he gets taken down and gets submitted, so probably doesn't want to implement it when he's worried about getting submitted on the ground by other guys. Opinion on Dariush. I feel bad for the guy. He has a serious injury. I hope he gets a big fight soon, and then people we can decide from there. I think he's probably next in line after Islam, but we'll see. I think Dariush is a good fighter. I don't think he's going to be champion though. I was probably going to pick Islam to beat him. I personally don't think Charles' defensive skills are lacking. It's just his style and his carelessness that screw him. Yeah, but his style and his carelessness is his defensive striking. So I get what you mean. I understand what you mean. I think it's the willingness to fall to his back as a striking defense. I think that's what it is. Charles has poor head movement. Debatable. All right, guys, we're an hour and 17 minutes into the stream. Look, we do this on different streams. We'll go for a few more minutes. If somebody wants to send a $10 super chat, this is how we started a massive donation chain before. If somebody wants to send a $10 super chat, we'll go for another half hour on the live chat. So we'll go for a few more minutes, but if we get a $10 super chat, we'll go for another half hour. So if anybody wants it, there you go. There you have your options. Not the best striker defense has to be Bullet. Even Izzy got hit a couple times by Gastelum and Rob. Volk has to be up there for best striking defense besides second Max fight. He barely got hit. Agreed. Gaethje weakness exposed. He's not top 5. I think he's still top 5. Did you see the title of on Glover's stream? No, I did not. Did you send that to me or something? No, I did not. Joey, I'm here at the airport heading to London, but we can't miss the stream. What are you going to London for? That's awesome, man. That is awesome. Good stream, brother. Thank you. Keep out. What about the likes? I got a video to do after this. I got a video to work on after this. That's why I was saying it. If you haven't already, though, go and like this stream. I need you guys to like the stream. The channel is growing super fast. We're at 3,369 subscribers. I'm not sure what we were at when we started, but we gained a couple subscribers on stream. It could be from a video, it could be from the stream itself, because the videos have been going nuts lately. Every video I put out now gets over 1,000 views, which at one point I used to get excited to get over 100 views on a video. So it's really awesome to see that. I appreciate you guys watching the videos. The best things you guys can do is watch the video for as long as possible, till the end if you can. Like the video and always comment on the video. That's what really helps boost it in the algorithm. Okay, Alex Pereira is super underrated. A lot of people don't know him yet. I've been following him since his kickboxing days. I hope he starts with Strickland, although I really like Strickland as well. I think he beats Strickland, and I think he fights Izzy for the title next. Good topic. Who do you guys think has the best striking defense in the UFC? On the top of my head, it's Petr Yan. Yeah, I'd probably go Petr Yan. He does very, very well. Rolling with punches, getting out of the way. Always has his hands glued to his chin. Adesanya has good striking defense as well. Cyril Gahn just doesn't get touched. Valentina Shevchenko as well. Great striking defense. There's quite a few of them. There's quite a few fighters that have really solid striking defense that we can go through. There's probably ones that I'm missing. I'm looking through right now. Imagine I said Marlon Moraes. Who doesn't get hit? Islam actually has decent striking defense too. He's been knocked out the one time, but it could also be the level. It also could be the level of, competition that Islam Makhachev has faced. Who else? Let's take a look. Definitely not Calvin Kattar. He's probably absorbed the most strikes we've ever seen in my life at that point. We don't need to tell people to do that. Come on, man. I really appreciate the fighters who seem to never get hit. Best way to go about it. I agree. And a lot of times people talk shit about, oh, they don't want to fight, blah, blah, blah. I mean, Jones doesn't get hit. Jones doesn't get hit quite a bit either. Yeah, no, you already did it beside you. I appreciate you, man. Stop it. This guy McCarthy's too funny. Don't be harassing beside you. Okay, guys, I'm going to work on my UFC 277 video. I want to thank every single one of you for joining me for the live chat. We might do another stream later this week. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But make sure you keep an eye out for the UFC 277 video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you have notifications turned on. And make sure you have liked this stream. That's pretty much it. I appreciate every single one of you. And enjoy the rest of your guys' night.